top story. Prime Minister Modi has underscored the need to focus on testing, genome sequencing and vaccination. This at a review meeting for COVID as the number of fresh infections threaten to spiral out of control, driven by the highly infectious strain Omicron. Vaccinations for adolescents must be conducted in a mission mode, and focus on COVID-appropriate behavior will be critical in the coming days, the Prime Minister said in this meeting that came on a day that the national capital recorded 22,751 COVID cases, 17 deaths in 24 hours. Delhi's positivity rate now stands at 23.53%. 87% of beds, though, are currently vacant in dedicated COVID hospitals. 86% of beds are currently vacant in COVID care centres. That's the good news, but the Chief Minister has also given an assurance that there will be no further restrictions as long as citizens follow precautions.
As India's positivity rate climbs over 10%, a high-level video conference chaired by the Prime Minister on the situation. Among other things, the Prime Minister said, ensure adequate health infrastructure at the district level, accelerate vaccines for adolescents, and we need continuous scientific research in testing and vaccinations. Health Ministry sources say Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia will interact with the state health ministers of Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Goa, Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli tomorrow. In Delhi, where the positivity rates are at an alarming 23.5%, there was a weekend curfew. The city reported over 22,000 cases, the highest single-day rise since May last year. The capital also reported 17 deaths over the last 24 hours. The Chief Minister, however, said that a complete lockdown can be avoided if people wear masks.
पैनिक करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, घबराने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, डरने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, लेकिन जिम्मेदारी के साथ काम लेने की ज़रूरत है। जो मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूँ कि मास्क पहनना सबसे ज़रूरी है, मास्क पहनना सबसे ज़रूरी है। कई लोग मेरे से प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं, लॉकडाउन लगेगा? हम लॉकडाउन नहीं लगाना चाहते, लॉकडाउन नहीं लगेगा अगर आप मास्क पहनोगे तो। कोशिश हमारी है कि कम से कम रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हम लोग लगाएं ताकि लोगों के रोजी रोटी चलती रहे, लोगों के रोजगार चलते रहें।
ओमिक्रॉन ज्यादा इन्फेक्टियस है, तो आप अपना जो मास्क है बहुत प्रॉपर मास्क जो टाइट फिटिंग है, और इसको भी अगर आप डबली सिक्योर कर दें, ट्रिपल लेयर मास्क यूज करें, फैशनेबल मास्क को हटा दें at least for 1 month.
Even as they start getting booster shots, more doctors and healthcare workers in the capital are now testing positive for COVID-19. In the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, around 300 doctors have tested positive. In Safdarjung Hospital, 80 resident doctors have tested positive. In RML, around 90 healthcare workers have been infected. In LNJB Hospital, at least 30 healthcare workers have been infected. At Chacha Nehru Children's Hospital, 40 healthcare workers have been infected. And at Gangaram Hospital, at least 15 healthcare workers have tested positive. As doctors come under increasing pressure with COVID cases rising, there was some relief with the decision that NEET PG counselling will start from Wednesday, allowing 45,000 junior doctors to join the workforce in a few weeks. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And Mumbai on Sunday reported 19,474 cases in the last 24 hours, marginally lower than the day before's 20,318. The city reported 7 COVID-related deaths. And of the total of these 19,000 or so cases, 82% are asymptomatic. 82% asymptomatic. But restrictions are already impacting livelihoods.
Passing through the narrow lanes of Dharavi, one finds Masoom Ali Sheikh's shoe shop, usually crowded with loyal customers. Now it's deserted.
मेरा कारखाना अंदर है, तो अंदर ग्राहक कस्टमर आने में डरता है। वो सोचता अंदर जाएंगे कुछ मुझे भी ना हो जाए। इसके लिए मेरा कारोबार पे 75% फर्क पड़ गया, 25% चल रहा मेरा धंधा।
Sheikh's employee Mohammad Afaq is now considering going back to his village.
45 रुपीस मिलता है एक पीस का, उसी के ऊपर होता है। पहले हफ्ते का 3,000 कमा लेते थे, अभी उसका आधा हो गया, 1,500-1,600 रुपये हफ्ते हो जाता है सर। तो रहेगा ही सर, जैसे बीमारी बढ़ेगी, धंधा पानी बंद हो जाएगा तो जाने के लिए तो सोचने पड़ेगा ना। जब काम ही नहीं रहेगा तो यहाँ रह के कुछ मतलब नहीं, तो अपने गांव ही चले जाएंगे।
Dharavi, which was hit badly in the first wave, is now seeing a faster rate of increase in cases. There were 107 cases in Dharavi on Thursday, 150 on Friday and 147 on Saturday. Cases are increasing faster than they did in the earlier two waves. In the first wave, the highest number of cases in Dharavi was 94. In the second wave, it was 99. And this time, the figure has reached 150 so far. It's a widespread fear among labourers living in Dharavi. They are still haunted by memories of long journeys on foot the last time.
हम लोग तो ये सोचते हैं कि लॉकडाउन ना लगे, कुछ पाबंदी हो जाएगा तो कोई बात नहीं है, लेकिन लॉकडाउन बंदी ना लगे, काम धंधा या कोई भी चीज़ बंदी ना हो। तो घर वाले ये सोचते हैं कि कहीं बंदी हो जाएगा लॉकडाउन जैसे पहले जैसे, तो भाई काम धंधा हर चीज़ बंद हो जाएगा तो परेशानी हो जाएगा, वहाँ क्या खाएंगे, क्या पैसा क्या कमाएंगे और क्या भेजेंगे, पैसा घर कैसे चलेगा। यही लेकर के ये सब सोच रहे हैं कि मान लो बंदी हो जाएगा तो आना ही पड़ेगा, चले आओ।
It is clear that the cases have increased in the third wave and the workers are scared. In such a situation, there is a need that the administration helps overcome their fears so that the workers can work freely. With Sohit Mishra in Mumbai, Bureau Report, NDTV.
But despite spiraling cases and a weekend lockdown in Karnataka, the Karnataka Congress remains defiant and they are holding a massive 10-day Padyatra.
A Sunday morning curfew in the rest of the state, but at Mekedatu, large crowds despite the rising COVID figures and over 5.5 positivity rate in the state. A procession organized by the Congress demanding early implementation of Mekedatu, a water project for Bengaluru. Roads leading to Sangam, a confluence of the Kaveri River and the Arkavati tributary, was flanked by posters welcoming Congress stalwarts Siddaramaiah, the leader of the opposition, D.K. Shivkumar, KPCC President, and Mallikarjun Kharge, leader of the opposition in Rajya Sabha. COVID protocol violations were shocking, with not even the leaders wearing masks. The 10-day rally led by KPCC President D.K. Shivkumar and leader of the opposition Siddaramaiah aims at pressurizing the BJP government to start work on the controversial Mekedatu drinking water project.
See, I'm telling you, we had fixed it earlier. Due to their political gimmick, they are stopping this. We will not allow this to happen. It is a common cause.
Do you still want to do it amidst the growing COVID concerns?
There is no COVID here. It is all created COVID. No COVID. Not even a single death in this district.
While Congress claims the BJP government has put the project on the back burner, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai questioned the timing of the rally.
D.K. Shivkumar ಅವರು ನೀರಾವರಿ ಸಚಿವರಿದ್ದರು. ಅವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸಲಿಲ್ಲ, ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಳೆದ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಏಕಾಏಕಿ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪಾದಯಾತ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
The Mekedatu project has been a bone of contention between two states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The 9,000 crore rupee project aims to provide drinking water to Bengaluru by building a reservoir in the Kaveri and Arkavati tributary. While Karnataka has been vociferous, Tamil Nadu has objected to it as they believe that the dam will limit the flow of water to the state.
Challenging the BJP and the COVID norms, the Congress has launched a massive rally here in Mekedatu, and they still have 9 more days to go before the event culminates on January 19th in Bengaluru. While the Congress calls this a people's movement, what worries is that if this will turn out to be a super spreader event. In Dodalalli, with camera person DM Kumar, Shrija for NDTV.
And let's go across now to UP, where the government says it's gearing up to vaccinate all 15 to 18-year-olds by the 15th of January. While reviewing the COVID-19 situation across the state in a high-level meeting, the Chief Minister Adityanath claimed that the government is planned to achieve the target of vaccinating all of them, and special camps are being organized in secondary schools to ensure that 100% of adolescents receive their first dose by the end of this week. UP has also suspended physical classes in all educational institutions till the 16th of January. Night curfews to remain effective from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in all districts. This even as UP reports 7,695 fresh COVID cases and 4 deaths in 24 hours, which is up 13 times from a week ago. And remember, this is a state that is going to elections in a month. UP has seen a 1,300% jump in daily cases, and the state is going for elections in the midst of all of this. And changes made on the CoWIN platform are now being undertaken to exclude the picture of Prime Minister Modi from COVID-19 certificates being given to people in these 5 poll-bound states, because, of course, the Model Code of Conduct has now come into force. This was done during the state elections held in April and May last year too, for those states who went to the polls after various political parties complained. Meanwhile, counselling for medical admissions under the National Eligibility Entrance Test Postgraduate or NEET PG will begin from Wednesday, the Health Minister said today on Sunday, and the announcement comes after the Supreme Court on Friday ended the stalemate over admissions to medical colleges by clearing new quotas that had been challenged by a group of aspirants. Now, the Home Minister says that this will give more strength to India in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus, and he also gave his best wishes to all the candidates. This was in a tweet. And some news coming in from the world of sports. We have our shuttlers testing positive ahead of a major badminton tournament. Sai Praneeth and Dhruv Rawat Sai has had to pull out and after testing COVID positive ahead of the Yonex Open, which is scheduled to be staged in Delhi next week. And as India battles the third wave of COVID with the fast-spreading Omicron variant, now the centre has asked the Ministry of Health to also integrate the Ministry of Ayush with it and its services, and they say that this will force it to multiply their manpower and resources. That is what the Union Minister for Ayush told NDTV.
We are now joined by the Union Cabinet Minister for the Department of Ayush, Mr. Sarvanand Sonowal. Mr. Sonowal, we are now entering into the third wave of the pandemic. Ayush Department has launched this immunity kit. How are you trying to promote it?
Yeah, of course, because last time also, whatever we did, it was successful and could able to help out the people to boost their immunity so that they can be free from the infections of coronavirus. So to protect the human health, we are in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, working together under the direction of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and we are all working hard. And from the Ministry of Ayush, we are now distributing our advisory, issuing advisory to all the honorable union ministers and also honorable chief ministers of the different state, and also the His Excellency governors of the different state, and also the head of the union territories, and also the health ministers. That's the way. And also from our secretary side, we are also issuing letters to all the chief secretaries of the different state. So this is how we are trying to propagate that what are the precautionary measures every citizen should undertake to protect himself or herself from this virus.
Sir, your Ministry of Health...
And also Ministry of Ayush, we are distributing Ayurveda kit, and which will definitely help them.
Ministry of Health has also sought help from your...
Now we are working together.
Yeah.
We are working together under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Under his direction, both the ministry working together to protect the human health in the country.
So the Ayush doctors and the Ayush clinics also will be this.
Yeah, of course, it will be integrated up to the grassroots,
Okay.
so that every citizen get well guarded.
Sure.
And with just a month to go for the crucial UP elections, the Congress may get a big jolt with Imran Masood, one of their tallest leaders in the crucial West UP region, possibly set to hold a virtual meeting with his supporters tomorrow, and saying ahead of this meeting that the real contest in UP is between the incumbent BJP and Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party. Masood had won the 2007 MLA election as an independent. He fought the 2012 polls on a Congress ticket and lost. Joined the SP then in 2013, then rejoined the Congress to contest the 2014 and 2019 Lok Sabha polls from Saharanpur, losing both. However, he does have a sizable group of supporters in his area, especially from the Muslim community, and there has been speculation for months now over his moves, overtures to the SP in 2014, and Mr. Masood has been arrested in jail for an alleged hate speech made during an election campaign where he had threatened, purportedly threatened the Prime Minister. And he later told NDTV that that was not true. He meant that he would teach the Prime Minister a lesson.
उत्तर प्रदेश की वर्तमान राजनीतिक परिस्थितियां साफ इशारा कर रही हैं कि लड़ाई उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी और समाजवादी पार्टी के बीच में। उसी संबंध में मैं अपने साथियों के साथ चर्चा करके कल फैसला करूंगा कि हमको क्या करना चाहिए। कब ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं कब नहीं ये तो अभी नहीं बता सकता हूं मैं, लेकिन मैंने आपको अपने मन की बात बता दी कि मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हराने के लिए, मैंने पहले भी कहा था कि मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी को शिकस्त देने के लिए उस विचारधारा को, जिस विचारधारा ने प्रदेश के अंदर नफरत का संचार किया हो, अखिलेश जी चूँकि एक मजबूत नेतृत्व देकर के प्रदेश के अंदर चलने का काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनको समर्थन देने का काम करूँगा।
We're going to go in for a short break. After that, meet a cop from Madhya Pradesh who has been suspended. We'll tell you why and what does it have to do with his moustache. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party is claiming, and I'm quoting here, a shocking death of democracy after a BJP leader, Municipal Councillor Sarabjit Kaur, was declared the winner of the mayoral race in Chandigarh this weekend, beating out the AAP's Anju Katyal by 1 vote. Sarabjit Kaur and Anju Katyal both polled 14 out of 28 polled votes, but the former was declared the winner after 1 vote in favour of Anju Katyal was ruled to be invalid.
The Aam Aadmi Party's victory march after winning 14 out of 35 seats in the Chandigarh municipal polls, and yet a week later protests by AAP after it failed to win any of the top posts in the corporation: mayor, senior deputy mayor or deputy mayor. Days after the results were announced, one Congress councillor switched sides and changed the poll arithmetic. On 27 December, election results threw a hung house. AAP had 14 seats, BJP 12, Congress 8 and the Akali Dal 1 out of 35 seats. After the Congress councillor switched, BJP had 13 councillors and AAP had 14. The Congress and the Akali Dal abstained from voting. BJP Municipal Councillor Sarabjit Kaur Dhillon became the new mayor of Chandigarh after she defeated Aam Aadmi Party's Anju Katyal by just 1 vote. AAP alleged foul play when 1 vote was declared invalid.
आम आदमी पार्टी के पास 14 का आंकड़ा है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास 12 का आंकड़ा। भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस की अलायंस हुई तो कांग्रेस ने अपना एक काउंसलर बीजेपी के पाले में भेज दिया, तो हमारा हो गया 14, बीजेपी का हो गया 14 and 13। अगर ये वोटिंग होती तो आम आदमी पार्टी का मेयर बनता। इन्होंने पहले तो अपने वोटों को 14 कर लिया, इन्होंने अपने चंडीगढ़ के मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट किरण खेर जी को बुला लिया, जो कानूनी तौर पे वोट नहीं डाल सकती।
नहीं, पहले वो डालते रहे हैं, पहले डालते रहे हैं।
मेरी बात सुन लो, उनको बुला लिया और अपना आंकड़ा 14 कर लिया।
Chadha's claims though don't hold up under Section 38 of the Punjab MC Act 1976, which says that an MP can vote in mayoral elections and if there are 2 candidates and the person with 50% and more votes is the winner. Soon after the result was declared, Aam Aadmi Party councillors created a ruckus in the house and resorted to sloganeering. Eventually, police were called to remove them. Meanwhile, the BJP refutes the allegations.
जो एक्ट की प्रोविजन है उसके हिसाब से वो इनवैलिड कर दी गई। इसमें हमारी क्या गलती है? अगर आम आदमी पार्टी का खुद का पार्षद पार्टी से खुश नहीं है या अपने आप को मेयर या सीनियर डिप्टी मेयर या डिप्टी मेयर बनाने जाने से खुश नहीं है, तो ये उनका आपस का अपना अंतर्कलह है। लेकिन जिस प्रकार का दुर्व्यवहार उन्होंने किया, जिस प्रकार का मैं समझता हूं कि सदन की गरिमा को तार-तार किया।
The Aam Aadmi Party had said that the corporation results were indicators of how things would pan out in the Punjab Assembly polls. But now, will this setback hurt their chances in the Punjab polls? With Mohammad Ghazali, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And finally, a police constable posted with a cooperative fraud and public service guarantee wing of the Madhya Pradesh Police has now been suspended for, wait for this, growing his moustache. Allegedly, he was told he grew his moustache like Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartman. Now, according to the suspension order, this cop has been instructed to shave off his moustache and put it in a proper shape, but he hasn't followed these instructions and therefore he has been suspended with immediate effect.
सर का कहना था स्पेशली साहब का कि मूछें कटवा लीजिए आप, तो श्रीमान मेरा ये मानना है कि मूछें तो कटवाऊंगा नहीं, क्योंकि सर राजपूत फैमिली से बिलोंग करता हूँ, स्वाभिमान वाली बात भी है और पुलिस में भी श्रीमान बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है कि मूछें रखी हैं, एक जवान लगता है। और पुलिस में कई लोग रखे हुए हैं, IPS अधिकारी भी कई हैं जो रखे हुए हैं। श्रीमान मेरे ऊपर जो ऑब्जेक्शन उठा है वो कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, मैं इसे निलंबन स्वीकार करूँगा।
That's the news at this hour. Bye-bye.